I'm really glad it's got a lot easier, because when we first started out, the very beginning, there was a little struggle.
Yeah.
So now it's flowing so much easier. And so I was on this part, I was a client, and it was really interesting, we created the outcome, the metaphor for the outcome first, and then Kim asked me, well, what's the metaphor for the problem? And then...
And by the way, if you can pause here a second, that's actually a very healthy and respectful way to sequence it, right? Empower first, and then link it to the problem. You still want to solve the problem a little bit to get into the space. And note how I always emphasize only a little bit of emphasis on the problem, most on the outcome, until we get to this stage, where now we can build both up enough to give us an actual practical metaphor, right? Go on.
And what was really interesting is, when we created the metaphors, it was when Kim said, well, how does the metaphor for the outcome, and how does that compare or relate to the metaphor, the problem metaphor and the outcome metaphor? How do they relate together? And it was fascinating that, well, they both have to do with food, and they both had to do with the emotions attached to the food.
Excellent.
In personal relationships.
Perfect.
And it was, but the key was that I had no idea how deep the metaphors really were until we discussed it, and the real reference that they came from.
This is the power of the unconscious, after all, right? Now, an important point here, and do you notice how what you just described here was very similar to a little bit where we were stuck a moment ago, which is you've explored the commonalities or the common themes between the problem metaphor and the outcome metaphor, which is useful, by the way, because it creates another construct as well. The actual thing that will teach you how to tell a story, though, will be to ask, do you mind if we talk about the problem and outcome metaphor? Is that okay with you?
No, that'd be great.
So what was the outcome metaphor?
The outcome metaphor was the relationship, the feeling, experience I have when I eat my wife's chicken pot pie.
Wonderful. So the outcome metaphor is eating your wife's chicken pot pie, right? And what was the problem metaphor?
Problem metaphor was the emotion I experienced between if I asked for homemade chicken soup, and someone gave me cream of corn soup.
Got it.
Instead.
Got it. So the question then is, what is the relationship? Not what is the common theme, but what is the relationship between chicken pot pie and, was it corn soup?
Cream of corn.
Cream of corn soup.
Yes. Well, they're both foods.
That's the commonalities.
Yes.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking for what's the relationship?
Well,
how do they connect to each other?
Okay. My wife's chicken pot pie, I love it, and I get the emotions of, at home she makes it.
Yep.
I get that love, good feeling.
Fantastic.
And I feel good when I eat it.
Yeah.
The cream of corn, I don't like the taste of it, don't like the texture of it.
Yeah, get it. So once again, you're giving us he's giving us more non-symbolic, less metaphorical content here. So then here's the question again. The cream of corn soup, how does that lead you towards a chicken pot pie? Do you see I'm loading the question a bit harder now? Yeah?
Yeah, well, because we did the outcome first, so that was, I
sure.
felt really good about.
So just pause again.
So yes.
When someone has cream of corn soup,
yes.
How do they end up with was it chicken pot pie?
Pie. How do they end up with that? By making a better meal, making something.
So you're suggesting someone comes in, they make the wrong meal, go, never mind, I'll go make another one, and then they're happy? Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah, I'll talk to my wife and have her do it, because I don't know how to do that.
Okay, so this is important, right?
Yes.
So if someone has been given the wrong meal, then really, I'm now abstracting the principle slightly, then if they're given the right meal, so if they make a request of someone to get the right meal and they get it, that solves the problem, doesn't it?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I wonder how that relates to your problem. And there we go again. Now it's starting to connect. And of course, you can already begin to formulate storiness out of this, can you not? They may be crude at first, and that's fine, but you see now we have a journey to take. right? And there are lots of ways we can go with this. Someone going to a restaurant, we can actually talk about, kids complaining and, throwing the corn soup away, and parents bring out the chicken pot pie, right? The symbols are already present, so we're already connecting them up. It's just connecting them together into the same place where they've never been before. And you see, of course, again, how much the client initially struggles to put problem and solution in the same universe. That's why they have the problem. Because if the problem and solution exist in the same universe, they wouldn't have a problem. They'd go, all right, let's fix it. Done. Right? Clients don't become your clients because they fix their own problems. Those problems they can fix, they fix. They'll pay you for the ones they've tried to fix but got stuck on. And this is how they get stuck. Are you seeing metaphorically the same construct, the same process occurring as is actually probably happening in their actual lives? Whether it's the brick wall or the cream of corn soup, right? It is essentially the same way they get rooted into the problem. And then by moving them, linking it to the outcome, the unconscious mind is telling you, this is how I need to fix it, right? Now, as we've talked about this now, I have a feeling that you've been thinking a little bit about the relationship between cream of corn soup and chicken pot pie. I suspect that's elaborated somewhat in your mind. Is that right?
Well, actually, I see the whole thing as backwards because we produced it backwards.
Of course you did.
And
so you're suggesting that if someone makes a mistake of ordering cream of corn soup, they should start at the end in mind and actually ask what they want? So instead of asking for the chicken soup, which they kind of like, but get the wrong soup, they just ask for the chicken pot pie instead. And that way there's no way they can get a mistake because there's no cream of corn pie, is there?
Is that a confusion technique?
Are you confused?
Yes.
Yes. So let that settle in a bit. Does that answer your question or your comment?
That's very good.
Thank you very much.